Hello, and thank you for joining. This is your boy, the real Shaw 256, bringing you another episode of Evening Crypto Weekend Edition. And tonight I want to talk to you guys about several things that have been on the news today. Things like Binance closing off their trading for US based customers, also Facebook, and a little bit more in depth news as to the latest and greatest with their stablecoin launch. And also, wanted to ask you guys what are you guys going to be doing as far as if you're trading on Binance, what exchanges are you guys looking at? Would love to know. I myself am looking, as you know, I do trade on the Binance platform, and since I am based out of the U.S., I am looking for a different platform to trade on. So if you guys have any suggestions for me, I would love to hear down in the comments. Please leave your comments, and if you can maybe leave a small description as to why you think that's whatever you're betting on is the right call. I would love to know. Would help me out tremendously. Thanks, guys, in advance. And also, it we are in America, and tomorrow is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you. And if you're not in the U.S., happy Father's Day to you as well. So we'll kick it off with the current state of the market. We're currently at 281. That is quite a bit of a uptake in volume, and actually the market cap overall um, volume, and also the 24-hour volume has not really jumped up too much. It's been staying in the 60,000, low 60,000 at that for the last week or two. So, but definitely liking the price action and the money coming into the market, back into the market, I should say. We're currently again at 281, and Bitcoin, according to CoinMarketCap, is at 9,016 with a 24-hour change or 24-hour spike of 4.18%. So not too bad, not bad for Bitcoin. And if you're in Bitcoin, obviously that's what we kind of preach here at this channel, and we're hoping that you're not meddling with a lot of these other shit coins that are down here, and that's and especially since now Binance has decided to stop trading the a lot of these other altcoins. You can definitely assume that a lot of these projects are going to get squeezed really, really tight, and also some of these projects are definitely going to fall off the map. So just be careful out there, and just do your definitely do your own due diligence and make sure that you're taking care of yourself and your money. Anyway, let's jump into the TA side of things. Currently trading at 9,023. Past on our past videos, we were preaching about how Bitcoin would need to close a 4-hour candle above 82 or 82.50 in that range. And ever since, we've been closing nothing but 4-hour candles above that range. And, definitely regaining that bullish momentum that we saw back here, and setting up another um, another or retesting the prior high from back in May 19th, where we stepped almost to 9,100. So it's good to see Bitcoin doing that. We were kind of after this price action here, we were kind of thinking that okay, maybe we're setting up for that finally that retracement that's going to take us back down into the golden pocket area as we've been preaching, and maybe touch the low 6,000s range to maybe perhaps the high 5,000 range. And let me make sure I'm doing this correctly here. Let's see. We're going to have to take it to a daily candle. And let's see, set up our prior high. And let's go back to the 4-hour. All right, so now we can look at it. Yeah, so we were thinking that maybe since this drop off here, which was about 13 to 14%, we're thinking, okay, it's finally setting up for that healthy correction into the golden pocket area, and then we're from here, we're definitely going to see some really, really positive bullish momentum and just a spike off of that area and into higher highs. But it looks like Bitcoin is convinced on doing that, showing some resilience, showing some power, showing some definition, and we see it here with the price action currently at 944 as we speak. I mean, price just keeps getting higher every minute. So definitely a good thing for Bitcoin. Again, I do still think that we should correct down into this area, but again, the higher the price goes, in and if we're still looking for that 30 to 40% retracement, then the price is continuously it's sort of a moving target, if you will. So that instead of if we go to 10,000 or 11,000 in the next month or so, then the 30% retracement just goes higher and higher. So right, so if we do get to that 10,000 and we happen to have a 30% retracement, well, you do the math. We should be picking up at 7,000, low 7,000s at that. But I do think currently trading, since we are trading currently above every major and simple moving average, I think I mean, this run definitely could have some legs, and we could potentially be setting up for a higher high above this 80 or 9100 high that we set up back in May 19th. So look out for that. If you are awake right now, that's probably a good thing. If you are, if you have a trade that's open, if you're long on Bitcoin right now, then this is definitely very, very nice to see. Look at the price; just keeps on going. We're at 9100 practically. There we go. Just hit 9100. So this is great. Um, if you are in Bitcoin and you are long, this is amazing. So just um, I wouldn't put or close it long just yet, or sell on a trade just yet. I would wait for uh, confirmation at the top. As soon as you see maybe a red candle coming back down, maybe it might be time for you, just depending on what your strategy is. Not financial advice. Do as you will. Take this more as a entertainment purpose type of video. So, but hopefully, again, you're getting some or something out of these videos. Um, now, as good as this is for Bitcoin, it hasn't been as great to a lot of altcoins, kind of just stagnating and lagging behind, such as Litecoin. Litecoin has kind of been the on par with, actually has been the more of the leader since we started this whole bull run back in early April, but just kind of staying behind and not really doing what Bitcoin is doing. In fact, let's bring up the chart here so we can look at it a little closer. Let's see here, and here we go. So yeah, still looking bullish, definitely on the 4 hour. It did come back down to retest the let's see, the 30 simple here in the orange, and also the 100 simple in the blue right below, and then right below that there's a 21. It did have a test of that region and just popped back up, and we still see though that it's trying to test these support levels down here, right below it. But overall, still looking bullish. I do think we're gonna maybe retest it a couple of times, but then it's gonna keep on bouncing, which will propel the price of Bitcoin or Litecoin. I think it might be just waiting on Bitcoin's run to just fizzle out, and then look for another price hike on Litecoin. I've told you guys I've actually taken some of the risk off. I took some profits. Um, a few days ago when I saw this formation forming up here, and I saw some capitulation. I mean, some minor capitulation, honestly, not that much, but I did see that, and I took some of the risk off where Litecoin was just kind of looking like it wanted to retest the 55 back here on June 19th. I'm sorry, June 13th. Sorry, it looked like it wanted to retest, come down and retest the 55. So I did take some of the profits off the table, and I left about 50% of my trade in there, just in case I was on the wrong side of things. And voila, it did actually work. We regained some of those some of those gains, but I still have a little bit of money on the sidelines just in case we do decide to come back down and retest the 55, which currently, like I said, it looks more bullish than not. If I had to put, if I had to wager on this, I think that I would go long on Litecoin. But at this point, I haven't seen any confirmation or anything um, that would make me or push me over the edge and just kind of be mm, more of a or just have that more of a assurance feeling that we're going to take another hike or another test of the prior highs, going back to June 12th when we hit about a 140 143 actually price range. I do think we're going to try and do that again. I'm not sure if we're absolutely just ready now. I think again once Bitcoin is done with its run, I think then maybe it'll be uh, Litecoin's turn to try and shoot for prior highs or maybe a higher high. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick and just kind of see what it's doing. It's actually pretty interesting and exciting right now. We're at 91.23. Bitcoin still has some power and some volume behind it. Definitely moving with some conviction. So yeah, I mean, I would not trade out of it just yet. Let's see where it goes. We'll see where it closes the next hourly, and then after that, the next 4 hour candle. Let's look at actually 1 hour and see how that looks. Yeah, I mean, definitely bullish. I mean, it's way above just a lot of separation. Obviously, we're going to come back down and maybe retest close to the 30 simple here, if not the 21. Um, Eventually, I think we're going to get to that. But again, I would just wait for some confirmation that the run is over, and then we start seeing some red candles coming back down. That probably would be a good time for you to take profits. Again, not financial advice. Looking at the 3 hour, there, I mean, pretty much any time frame you look at is going to look bullish. The 4 hour, we're getting close to the bullish zone up here in the oversold region. But I mean, again, look at what Bitcoin did back here. I mean, once it entered into the bullish region, it just stayed there for several days until it finally, decided to take a breather and come back down. Retest the lows down here, and again, we're running up again. So let's see. That's on the daily chart. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, I mean, it's looking very bullish. I mean, look at this. A bullish engulfing candle here. If we close above this region, if we close a weekly candle, which will close tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, U.S. time, if we can close above 9,000 on this weekly by tomorrow in the afternoon, guys, I think we can definitely call 10,000 Bitcoin by the end of the month. Uh, Certainly, I mean, I would keep going long on this. I think the next move would be definitely 10,000, and we could actually go into the 10.5 to high 10,000s. 11,000 might take us a little bit longer time, but as long as we keep this momentum, this going here, I do think that we can definitely see a $10,000 Bitcoin again for the first time since, well, let's look. Let's see. Yeah, last time Bitcoin was at 10,000 was back in March. That's not right. That can't be right. Is it? Yeah, back in March. Yep. That was the last time we saw a $10,000 Bitcoin back in March 2018, well over a year ago. And so that is definitely exciting. So keep an eye on it. Definitely, like I said, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we do close that weekly candle above 9,000, I think we're with most certainly will have a $10,000 Bitcoin again. So very, very cool stuff here. I want to go back to Litecoin with Tether. Yeah, this is it's too bad about Binance closing down their U.S. based trading platform. Kind of sucks. We're gonna have to. I'm actually looking for, like as I said at the beginning of the video, looking for a different platform. I've actually got my eye on Kraken, but we'll see. I do definitely want to hear you guys' opinion on this. So we're looking at the weekly here, definitely still looking very, very bullish. Bitcoin is actually helping everything right now, so I do see continuation in the future here, near future. If this is on the weekly, I think we might get a weekly close above 135 here. We're at 137 now. If we do again, and Bitcoin keeps running, then we might see Litecoin hit the 150 um, definitely by the end of the month. Let's just put the trend line here. This is where we'll see. I think we'll see the next target will be 150. Now again, Litecoin having its halvening event coming up here in August, early August. I think it's August 6th. We are very, very close to that, and that is something that is definitely helping the price of Bit or Litecoin. I'm sorry. So I wouldn't be bearish on this just yet. I mean, I would definitely wait till we get really, really close to the halvening event, and then from there, kind of that the typical buy the rumor, sell the news. Although this is definitely a fact. This is not a rumor of any kind. This is a fact that's happening with Litecoin here pretty soon. So, um, yeah, I would definitely stay bullish on this for a while. Let's take a look at the 1 day. 1 days again is still looking very bullish. It can go higher from here, even though it's almost topping out here at the bullish zone here with this stochastic RSI. So again, it could still go higher, just as sometimes it can go lower, as we do see here. It can go lower, even though it's in the ultimate bear zone. It can still go lower, so it can definitely still go higher. So on the daily as well, looking definitely bullish. Let's look at the 1 hour, see what Litecoin is doing. Um, no, not looking too bad at all. It's actually above the 30 simple now, the 21 and the 200 simple. So we're looking pretty good, pretty bullish. I think again, just let's just keep an eye on things for now. If you're awake, if you're actually trading, it's pretty late here in the West Coast. It's about 10:15 in the evening. Um, So if you're awake, hopefully you're partaking in this. Let's take a look at EOS and see what it's doing. It was looking pretty bullish uh, from what I can remember. Huh? Yeah, I mean, look at that. Looking very, very strong. Above every moving average as well. Uh, but it did touch the $7.17 region, which we haven't seen in quite a while. Let's go back and measure this guy. We haven't seen this sort of price in EOS since June 3rd of 2019. Sorry, 2018. No, sorry guys, I'm looking at the 1 hour. This is more like it. Sorry about that. All right, so we actually have had a prior high not that long ago. I'm not that familiar with EOS, but I know a lot of you like it. So I'm not too familiar with the price action on this, but as of right now, with the daily where it stands, looking very bullish, and look at the stochastics still pointing to the upside. It still has some room to go, some legs behind it. I do think eventually we're going to test the 200 simple of right on this blue line, and then possibly bounce back up as long as Bitcoin keeps going on this run. So if you're looking to maybe sell on resistance, this would be probably a good point right around here, around 73 or $7.30. So it's probably a good point there to maybe start taking some profits, and then wait for a pullback to again the 200 simple, this blue line, or maybe the 21, and then start buying back in. Sell the resistance, buy the support, right? So, um, so yeah, let's take a look at XRP. I know a lot of you guys like XRP, and the XRP army is pretty strong. Let's take a look. Yeah, well, looking very bullish. We're looking at the daily candle or uh, daily time frame, and it's looking very bullish at the moment. Actually above the 377, the 200 simple, excuse me, the 100 simple, the just above every moving average. And again, looking at the RSI, still looking very bullish. We did get this cross to the upside, and it's just been maintaining that. It looks like it definitely wants to come back into that bullish territory and just maybe stay there for a while. We haven't had that since back here May 12th, so basically over a month that XRP was in this same position, and it's looking like it wants to uh, come back and maybe retest this area here, the 44 cents, and then from there maybe try for previous highs. But it's looking very bullish. In fact, we had seen XRP not really take part in what the market was doing, even though everybody, pretty much every altcoin was going up. XRP just kind of lagging behind, not really doing and following with what everybody else was doing. So that was kind of worrisome. All right, let's see. And again, guys, let me know if you guys want me to look at another coin, something that you guys are into. Leave it down in the comments. I'll take a look at it. Taking a look at Stellar Lumens, kind of doing what XRP is doing, and yeah, it looks trapped in between these moving averages. It's currently the 89 is serving as resistance here, and then we have another resistance EMA coming up here right above it at the 200. The 200 EMA. So a pretty good resistance here. If we do break that, I do think we're going to come and retest this area here. Let's put a measurement line here. I do think we're going to come and retest this area here. Call it 13 cents, 13.3 cents. I do think we can definitely come back and test this. But again, we have to break through this barrier here with some volume. Stochastics looking pretty bullish right now. It's in the neutral zone right now, but with a little bit of volume and looking at what Bitcoin is doing, it does have a possibility to actually go up here and retest that area. If we do that from where we're currently standing, that would be about a 4.20% move, which is not too bad in crypto land. If you are from traditional markets and you're used to trading stocks, then 4% might be twice as much as what you're used to, right? This is something that these are some of the perks of trading cryptocurrencies. Let's see. Let's actually go down into the lower time frames, see how we're looking. Yeah, it's looking pretty bullish, pretty darn bullish. Definitely getting some separation out of these EMAs. And let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours in the definitely in the bullish territory, and looking like it just wants to continue on up into this 13 cents region here. So I would be looking at this as my next target. Um, if Bitcoin can continue on this run into next week, I do think we're going to see um, XLM hitting the 13 cents region here, and I would start taking profits there. And then again, sell the resistance and buy the support. All right. So, all right. I think that's enough for the TA side of things. I do want to get into some of the news we got prepared for you guys. I did a video previously on, I'm just going to go back to Bitcoin's chart. Definitely want to keep an eye on it. I did a video on Craig Wright and his claim to fame that he is Satoshi, the inventor of Bitcoin, right? If you want to look at that video, I did that last month in May. It's in my channel. Go ahead and go back and view it. I gave you my opinion. I did a lot of research, spent several hours, several. I mean, I spent a lot of hours doing research on why Craig Wright cannot be Satoshi. So if you're interested, go back and look at the video from May, and I do have some continuing news on that. Recently, um, Mr. Wright's attorneys have been in court in Palm Springs, Florida. And this man here, Pally, is an attorney in the D.C. area and has kept us kind of abreast of what's going on in court. And it's not, I gotta say, it's not looking pretty good for Craig Wright and his claim to his claim of him being Satoshi. Um, in fact, he's saying here, let me translate. Wright is close to getting sanctioned and losing. Court doesn't think much of his arguments. Case not over, but it's not good development for him. And then prior to that, breaking in Kleiman versus Wright case, motion to compel granted yesterday in strongly worded order. The TLDR is below, excerpts to follow. So I don't want to show you the whole thing, but I mean, as you can see, there's um, there's a lot of excerpts that he is providing, a lot of documentation from the actual case, and it's just not looking very good for Mr. Wright so far. I had made my conclusion based upon my research that he is not. One of the biggest things, in my opinion, I went and read through all of his Satoshi's actual original communication with the original Bitcoin development team from back in 2010, 2009, 2010, and so on. And, I could definitely see the difference and the discrepancies between Mr. Wright's writings. He's published many articles on, on a slew of different things. And his wording style or his writing style is just one that promotes himself, among other things, but one that really is just the kind of um, the kind of writing that just wants to push his intellectual superiority on people. He just wants to demonstrate that he's on a different level than pretty much everybody else. Whereas Satoshi's writings were very clear and to the point, plain English, in terms that everybody can understand. And that was very, very different. I mean, you could tell the difference from Satoshi's writings and Mr. Wright's um, previous writings. It's very apparent, very obvious. So, I kind of made my claim, and it looks like the courts are actually in agreement with that. Not based on the same proof, of course, but the attorneys are definitely um, putting up a good fight, and I think we'll see this come to an end here in the United States fairly soon. And then he's also got another fight to pick with Peter McCormack in uh, in the UK, which should also be going into court pretty soon, from what I hear. And Mr. McCormack has actually gone out and gotten himself a pretty good team of attorneys. So if if this is any indication of how things might go, I think that Mr. Wright is looking at a second loss in the legal system, both in the United States and the UK. All right, so moving on to the news of Binance, they're actually closing their trading platform to U.S. based customers. Um, this Supposedly they want to be in um, regulatory compliance with the SEC and the Federal Reserve. And so they're stepping away from the U.S. market, which is a big bummer for a lot of traders because I personally, and I know a lot of people who trade on Binance. In fact, uh, Binance um, Binance volume actually comes from where's my chart here? Actually comes 15%, about 50% of the total trading volume comes from the United States. So I mean that's going to be a huge impact on Binance's trading volume. So they're about to lose a big chunk of their revenue as well. And that's why I was mentioning at the beginning of the video that a lot of these really shaky or suspect crypto projects, are definitely in jeopardy to losing a lot of funding and just losing a lot of revenue from just a lot of investors not being able to buy it and sell it or trade it or even hold it, right? They're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do that. So definitely is something to consider there if you are holding any of these as we know them in the crypto sphere, know these projects as shit coins. If you are holding any of those, you might want to take a second gander at it and reconsider if you want to keep holding those coins or projects. I understand for a lot of you, the fundamentals are an important thing, but just think about it: can your project survive something like this? I do think that although right now BNB hasn't been hit by the news. I think eventually, once people start moving over to different exchanges, I do think that BNB is going to definitely feel the impact of all of those traders leaving Binance. So we'll see. I mean, that's still to be seen. It's said that customers have about 90 days to be able to move your crypto around to different exchanges. Also, they're going to bring out a US based, US specific trading platform for anybody that wants to continue to use Binance in the US. They are going to be very limited as to what cryptocurrency projects and coins, tokens, you're going to be able to trade. So keep an eye on that. Definitely also that led me to start doing some research on different options. I am looking at Kraken as one of the options because you can buy, sell a lot of tokens, but not only that, you can do margin trading as well. So I am looking at that. I'm pretty sure, in fact, now that they're actually based out of Europe. And so I still have to do some more research on them and see if that's going to be something that's going to work for my trading style and what I'm trying to do, my strategy. So let me know if you guys are looking at a different exchange that I personally, there's some other exchanges out there, but Kraken just sparks me as something that is pretty legit, and that's something that I could definitely see myself using in the future. But again, I would love to hear your opinion, and if you got anything else that is also a viable option for that. One of the things that bugs me about this whole thing is that Binance has not gone out and posted an official breakdown of what's going on. No memos. They haven't gone on their Twitter account. I follow CZ pretty closely, and I look at his daily postings a lot of times, and nothing has been said. I mean, he's gone out and said that he's got to make some short-term sacrifices for long-term gains, but nothing specific, nothing really outlining what's going on, the timelines, what tokens are going to be traded, when can we expect to be able to start trading it in the U.S. based Binance platform? So, I mean, it does bug me that they actually haven't had the decency to let their customers know about what they're planning on doing specifically. So, bad on CZ, bad on Binance. I am definitely looking at myself trading elsewhere outside of Binance completely. So let me know if you guys agree with me. Maybe you don't. Maybe you are going to use Binance's U.S. based platform, but I'm considering otherwise. Um, all right, and the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is Facebook's Libra coin, which is set to launch according to this article and a couple other articles I've read. It's set to be launching first quarter of 2020. And this kind of reminds me of EOS, kind of EOS 2.0. Although Facebook coin is going to be pegged to a basket of international currencies, so they're kind of taking the page out of the Euro book in the way that they're sort of compiling all of these fiat-based currencies, government currencies, and pegging the Facebook stablecoin to these international currencies. So the way that I think of it as EOS, or how it resembles EOS, is EOS is based on um, a dedicated proof of stake algorithm, or consensus algorithm, and so it kind of paints a similar picture, where there are these dedicated block producers, and they're chosen by the token holders, and there can only be 21. The as far as I know, the 21 block producers can also vote on who stays and who leaves the network, and we see that Facebook Coin has actually gathered a lot of support, although they're asking a hefty, very hefty price tag to be able to serve as a sort of block producer, or full node, if you will. They're asking for $10 million. But if you look at the sort of interested companies that are coming into put their money into Facebook Coin, I mean, you got Mastercard, PayPal, Visa, Stripe. I mean, there's some very considerable companies going in. Coinbase, Andrew Horowitz, his investment firm, he's got the money. eBay, even some South American players are coming in. Mercado Libre from Argentina, Spotify, Uber, Lyft. I mean, there's some people with very very deep pockets wanting to support the project. And so all these will be able to put their money into it, kind of a proof of stake system. Um, um, so it's sort of a hybrid between a traditional proof of stake and EOS. Um, so um, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this whole Facebook thing. It is going to be a stable coin for a lot of those who are new in the crypto sphere. A stable coin is not something that you want to invest in necessarily. It's just something that provides stability and liquidity to a market, not necessarily as something that you want to invest in, um, or for speculation purposes if you're looking to have any gains or have any upside on that particular coin. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what either way. I'd like to hear from you guys as far as what trading platform you're looking to use, and also what you guys think about this Facebook thing, the stable coin launching in first quarter of 2020. I do read the comments, so definitely leave them down below, and we'll discuss. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's my Twitter handle is the real Shaw 256, and also on Instagram, I post content daily there, and you guys can follow me there and kind of find out what I'll be talking about in these videos. So hopefully you learned something on this video. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, and if you want me to do technical analysis on a particular coin, I wouldn't mind doing that as well. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great night.